remember, I don't know if you do it, you said, what should we call it? And I went, Sarah.
Anyone that was doing music of the sort that we were wanted to be on Sarah before they were on anything else.
I trusted the label so much that I would buy anything they put out.
There were Sarah gigs, there were Sarah tours, so we would go on tour with Brighter and the Field Mice and Heavenly. I mean, what a great bill.
Just where we lived didn't seem to matter when it came to a Sarah gig. We travelled.
When you say to a lot of people that we were based in Bristol, they immediately think of massively taking 47-hour trips. Obviously, we weren't involved in that at all.
The attitude was very much influenced by the punk scene. That idea that anyone can pick up a guitar and play, anyone can start a fanzine, anyone can start a record label. I mean, that was the bedrock that it was founded upon.
Oh, the music press. Oh, the music press.
The music press absolutely hated and detested and loathed Sarah Record with abandon. It was everything they absolutely hated about music. They thought it was twee, they thought it was sexless, they thought it had no balls, they thought it had no bollocks.
This is a time when Nirvana and Oasis were big.
The music scene was really macho. Sarah reacted against that, but of course that was what the press was building up and loved. And we were not. We were the antithesis.
It is the closest record label to perfection that I've ever come across.
It was about being part of something, and you can join in too if you want.
You see that if somebody's got the Sarah Record 7-inch, it's like, oh.
My secret world, my secret world, my secret world, my secret world, my secret world.
C86, the bane of my life. C86 was a tape cassette compilation that appeared on the front of the NME in 1986 and helped define an entire section of music for a generation. There was a previous compilation that appeared on the front of the NME called C81. C81 was an amazing compilation. It was very far-reaching. It came directly out of the kind of aftermath of punk. It had tons of different types of music on it. It had funk, it had punk, it had dub, it had pop, it had jazz. It was an amazing compilation. It really opened up music to a lot of people. C86 was actually attempting to do the same thing, but what happened with C86 was two types of bands got put on it. One were the sub-Captain Beefheart type bands, all the bands who'd listened to Safe as Milk and Trout Mask Replica, who were blown away by them and just wanted to duplicate that for the rest of their lives. And who can blame them? They're great records, and it made for some very entertaining live shows. And the other type of music that appeared on C86, which C86 is now associated with, the kind of cutie, kind of fey English boys with their fringes and their bowl haircuts, the first Primal Scream single, The Pastels, and this is what C86 is now associated with. Now, to me, C86 is just horrible because it wiped out just so many different futures for alternative music in the UK. And C86, you know, the ironic thing about C86, there was a joke going around at the time, was that the criteria for inclusion on this compilation was you had to have slept on my floor when you played your London show. That was the criteria, because it seemed like every single band on that compilation had slept on my floor. And that, you know, hence I'd written about them, because in my, you know, completely unreadable style of writing at the time, where I couldn't even form sentences, but the NME printed it because they were like, well, it'll be better because he seems to be discovering new music and that's what we're about. But the problem with the way it's used in these in this era is it's all about the cutie kind of bands. It's all about a particular type of music, and that's not what C86 was about anyway, because there were several different types of music on it, and two, it's just such a shame because it just wasn't even representative of the music around at the time. You know, there's tons more happening. It just so happened the NME focused, for whatever reason, they created a movement. Yes, they created a movement.
Why don't we go ahead and welcome the Hit Parade with a big round of applause. 皆さん、これからアコースティックライブがあるんですけれども、今日も入ってきましたので、ぜひ、大きい拍手で Hit Parade を迎えしましょう。盛り上がってくださいね。拍手お願いします。Here they are. Okay, come on in.
This is a song called The First Time.
Let's go back in time to a place that we both remember. I still can't decide what was wrong when we met for the first time.
But they don't see the way she is with me. P is for the paper way. She makes me feel Sunday. U is for utopia. We have to cry. N is for the new age blues. She had back in her teens. K is for the kid in her. Might be a playground.
Early morning by the harbour, the clouds above form one sheet that's grey. Early morning by the harbour. Come inside my world and you can see you won't get me down. Come into my room and wonder there's no one else around. And I love, look at the people I've watched, look at the mountains I've crossed, running around in the frost, running around in the frost. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. I saw you standing by the sea with your hands close to me. I could see it was alright. If I could only notice me, I could show you to shine much more. All you have to do to stop my cry is to say that you'll be mine. I fell in love last night. I fell in love last night. I fell in love last night. One day when the world is set to rise, I'm going to murder all the people I don't like, the people who have let me down with everything, the people who are cruel to those that don't deserve. Smile at the summer around me. Caught in the dreams of the day. I never want the rain to fall. I'm hoping the sun won't fade. In summer, something I thought I'd forgot, feeling withdrawn and a little bit lost in the middle of the day. When we woke up, we would sit and watch the weeds growing through the broken glass, while out on the street the cars go by so fast. It goes so slow that nothing here can hold you now. Your surrounds just bring you down. I think the time. No, perhaps you do. It could be true, but you don't react like me. Oh, Christine, well, I have a this cruel. And he says if it's true, I give much more to you.